currently looking at McCarran Airport. The Mandalay Bay is over here, the festival is here, the tanks are here, and the Delano and the Luxor are right here. Now, I'm going to play this back from 9:37 p.m. It says 04:37, but it's 9:37 p.m. the night of the Las Vegas shooting, and I'm going to hit play. It jumps straight to 9:38 p.m., 9:39 p.m., 9:40 p.m., and we have a helicopter taking off. N854MH. We have a second helicopter taking off. N858MH, and one appeared right in between them, if I can click it. N848MH it was. I wasn't able to click it right there, but I'm going to show you it in a second anyway. So, those three helicopters go up the strip and circle back. You're going to see them come right in here. Comes the first one. N854MH. Departure at 21:38. Arrival 21:51. So, right now that helicopter landed behind Mandalay Bay, according to radar. I don't understand that. Then we have our second helicopter that we read earlier. N858MH took off at 21:40 and lands at 21:53. That's in 2 minutes, which would be behind Mandalay Bay here. I'll show you. Then we have, as I said, third helicopter, Maverick Helicopter, N848MH. Takeoff time 21:41. Landing time 22:27. Now, isn't that strange? N848MH flies with these tour helicopters to the same place as them, but lands over 20 minutes from now. Does not land at the same time as these other Maverick helicopters. See, 21:53. That's in 2 minutes, and the other one landed at 21:51 right now. 21:51. So it's already landed. So if it's an error in radar, why does this one say 22:27? That would be 10:27 p.m. Now, another strange thing I noticed. Now, I made a video earlier today and sent it out to some people who I've been doing research with. And in the video, it shows that these times correlated, the arrival time and departures time correlated to the graph down here. 0451 would be up here for departure, for landing, or not this helicopter, but say this said 0451, like the first helicopter that you can't see anymore. It disappeared because it landed right here according to radar. I don't think it landed right here. I think it landed at the airport, but for some reason it disappeared right here. If this said 0451, it would show 0451 down here on the graph when it disappears. That means it landed. Now, since I've been looking deep into the radar, all of a sudden, all the times for the helicopters the night of the Las Vegas shooting have been changed to the correct times. See, in military time, 21:41 would be 9:41. That doesn't correlate to the graph down here. See that? I don't understand that. Why did they change it to the correct times? Also, the arrival times have been changed to the correct time. Now, like I said, I'm going to show you this later on in the video about this. I'm going to show you my video from earlier today so you can see what I'm talking about. But so N848MH. What's strange about N848MH is it disappears here. It disappears off radar like these other Maverick helicopters right behind Mandalay Bay. But its landing time, its arrival time, is 20 minutes from now. So it does not land at this time, even though it disappears off radar. So where did it go? It went dark. There's no other explanation for it. Someone slipped up, or someone's altering the radar here and deleting an N848MH off the radar, or they flew too low that you can't see their transponder. So 22:27 is its arrival time. Now I'm going to play. If it plays correctly, I might not have to rewind it. Here you go. So here's N848MH. Pay attention to it. Watch what it does. Goes right above the event center of Mandalay Bay. Now I'm going to rewind it and show you the other helicopters taking off. Well, you know that's a Sundance from earlier. Now look, N848MH has disappeared. This is an N848MH. This is a Sundance helicopter, N213SH. Now keep watching. Do you see N848MH flying anywhere? I don't see it. I know where you do see it. This is an N848MH. This is, like as we saw earlier in the overview, this is Sundance helicopter. It is 10:05 p.m. and it's returning to land. N208SH and the second Sundance helicopter, N213SH, just like we saw earlier, are landing at the airport at 10:08 p.m. Still don't see N848MH. Nowhere in the sky. Nowhere visible. No N848MH seen anywhere. I'm going to zoom out just so we can make sure he's not up here. Might throw the time off a little bit, so I'm going to rewind. Yeah, it threw the time off some, so I'm going to rewind back. Since I zoomed out, it stopped for a split second. Now, as we can see right here, coming up out of the airport are the Maverick helicopters, which we talked about earlier. Now I'm going to let them come up, and I want you to watch right up here. Did you see that? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Maverick helicopters. Did you see the one up here, right up here? Let's go through these Maverick helicopters. We went through them earlier, but we're going to go through them again. So, N848MH took off at 22:10, which would be 10:10 p.m. Right now it's 10:15 p.m. So it took off 5 minutes ago, which would be about right. Then we have 22:11 for N868MH Maverick helicopter. Took off at 22:11. That would be 10:11 p.m. 10:15 p.m. right now. It's already taken off. I think I skipped one. Yeah, right here. N821MH took off at 22:14. It's at 22:14. It's 10:14 p.m. It's 10:15 p.m. That would be about right. Then let's jump up here. Okay. Now we have N858MH took off at 22:09. That would be 10:09 p.m. As I said, 10:15 it is now. That would be right. N853MH took off at 22:12. Right now it is 22:12 would be 10:12 p.m. Right now it is 10:15 p.m. And finally, who do we have here that appeared on radar? N84MH. This is our helicopter who was above the event center. and disappeared off radar with a weird arrival time. Let's look here. Its departure time was 21:41. That's 9:41 p.m., guys. 9:41 p.m. This guy is trying to sneak up in with the pack of Maverick tour helicopters and seem normal. But his departure time isn't correct, because we know he was behind Mandalay Bay and he disappeared off radar. He was behind Mandalay Bay until, what was it, I think it was 9:53 p.m. and then he disappeared, and then now he's reappeared with the pack of Maverick helicopters at 10:15 p.m. You're talking 20 minutes, guys. 20 minutes. This helicopter was flying around, and I showed you that. You couldn't see it nowhere. Flying around and was not visible on radar. But that's not all. That's not all. And like I said, it's not a glitch in the system, because we have, let me see here. I think it was this one, N848MH was one of the helicopters that was on the side of the Mandalay Bay around 9:50 p.m. Just in case it's not that one, I'm going to click them all so you can see it again, because I can't pull it back right at this moment. Or you know what? Yeah, let's jump back. Just so you know I'm doing this live, I'm going to jump back and we're going to read the numbers around 9:50 p.m. again. Let's jump back. Okay. 9:51 p.m. we have N848MH. That's our strange helicopter who disappears off radar. And then we have N858MH. Now, I'm going to rewind a little bit more, because there was one more helicopter that we're not seeing. A little bit more. There he is. N854MH. N854. N858. N854, N858. Now let's jump back to 10:15. A little too far. And let's see if we see N854. N858, there's N858, it's the first helicopter to take off. N853, second. There's the appearing chopper. N868. N821, so I was wrong about that. So the last one to take off is N854. Now look over here. Its departure time is 22:10. That would be 10:10 p.m. So here we go. This is not an error in radar, guys. N854 landed back at McCarran and didn't take off until 22:10. And our first chopper, which we saw beside the Mandalay Bay, N858, took off at 22:09. That would be 10:09 p.m. That would be right. Right now it is 10:16 p.m. That would be right. Now let's go to our appearing chopper, which disappeared beside the Mandalay Bay, sneaking around amongst the tour helicopters. Look at that. His departure time is 21:41. That's 9:41 p.m. He never landed at McCarran when those three helicopters were seen next to Mandalay Bay. He did not land. He disappeared off radar for over 20 minutes. This is 21:41 is 9:41 p.m. He did not appear until now, 10:15, 10:16. That's over 20 minutes. This helicopter went dark off radar and was not visible, and we saw that. But that's not all, guys. That's not all. I'm going to continue here. I'm going to hit playback, and then I'm going to rewind it so we can make sure we're seeing the right things at the right time. Hit play. Back to 10:11 p.m. Here they go again. The Maverick helicopters are taking off. Again, watch right in this area. You will see that our helicopter N848 snuck up in here, invisible, and boom, there he is. Now he's going to follow the pack of tour helicopters up Las Vegas Boulevard. And they're going to come around like this and land at the airport. But watch N848MH. Where does he go? Here's the strange plane. Southwest Airlines 4119. We'll get back to that. Now here's 848MH. Where does it go? Look at that. Look at that. Does not follow the path of the tour helicopters. Let's pause it. Now, N848MH. Now you can see its path. Now come on, guys. That green line is totally inaccurate. False information. The only thing that's correct about this green line is this path, which we could see it. Let's zoom in. Oh, look at that. The green line has been magically deleted around the Mandalay Bay. No green line. And we know earlier, around 9:50 p.m., that N848 was right here. It doesn't even show it was right here. So it's been erased. What's going on? And then it disappeared. It disappeared all that time. You wouldn't see this green line. You don't even know where the helicopter was. And we saw that. We saw that. Because we were watching. There was no helicopter in the air. N848 appeared up here above the radar. So this line is these lines are completely inaccurate. N848 was over here, disappeared off radar, then managed to sneak back around the runway, sneak back up along with the rest of the choppers. The Maverick helicopters taking off at 10:15 p.m. and fit right in with them. Flew around, and look at this. Its arrival time, we finally get close to its arrival time, 22:27, which would be 10:27 p.m. Time is it now? 10:25 p.m. Look where it lands, guys. You see this? I know you see this. It lands in the desert. In the desert. Now I'm going to rewind it back and show you, watch the graph down here. When it reaches 0527, that is N848MH's landing time. I'm going to play it and rewind it back. Maybe I won't have to. Alright, 10:26 p.m. 10:27 p.m. That's N848MH's landing time. It's not flying off. It's not following these tour helicopters, is it? It's not merging up into the airport with the tour helicopters, is it? Nope. It has landed in the desert, west of the runway, at the south end, west side of the runway, on the 3rd highway intersection right here. What's going on, guys? I paused it, but what's going on?